Always remember, your focus determines your reality. Stay close to me, and you'll be safe.
Hey guys, how are we all doing today? Today's video, I wanted to go over some of my favorite defenses and offenses for GAC. This is going to be a bit more on the higher division type of things like Div 1, Div 2. Not really going to be that great of information for you guys that are lower because a lot of these teams are based around GLs and, you know, how to go about countering the GLs. Maybe it'll be helpful for you guys out there that don't have any, but you have to fight some GLs. And I have some counters I'll go over for today. But kind of this is 5v5 for the next GAC rounds and the next season of GAC. I think we just got some notice of the newsletter being a rerun of Sith feats, so a lot of Sith-based feats here. Which is kind of great because a lot of the Sith are better for offenses rather than defenses anyways. But I want to go over some of this stuff for today and remind you guys of some good teams that are 5v5 because we just got off of a 3v3 season, right? So I am still sick, so let's get this on the road without me having to re-record this. So here we go. We're going to go my squads. 5v5 defense, 5v5 offenses. Let's just go over both of them. So let's go over first offenses because I like these ones a bit more. This is more particular for what I have, but we're going to go into some other alternations that you might need and you might want to use yourself, some more alternatives. So, of course, we have some of the Sith here. You can see here, this is an EP Vader team, not like a traditional Vader with Watt and, you know, all these other guys to kill like a Rey, because as you can see above, I have the JML. So JML is my Rey counter here. If I have to, you know, somehow along the lines, I need to not have to use that counter, well, I can use that probably for something a bit easier, or perhaps split up gas and use it with another team. But I do like right now having this as my Rey killer because I know it's GL, but it just makes it a lot easier, and I get a bit more on the banner side of things, and just makes it a lot easier for me to move around my other teams on offenses and defenses. But you guys can still use Vader to counter Reys if you have to and you need to. But I like this counter right here because this can kill some, I think this can kill some Master Lukes, like some on the defensive side of things on GAC. And I think if you slot in some other guys, maybe you toss in like a Pre-Taunt here instead of Traya, I think this can also kill Darth Revans, which is also extremely nice to have as a counter in GAC nowadays, because some people are starting to place them on defense a bit more. If you don't have to use any of those, or use this team versus any of those counters, you can definitely use this to easy 3v5 some sort of team. You could even save Thrawn if you wanted to. So you guys go there. Also, I think we have down here, oh, we don't, but you can also do the Triumvirate if you wanted to, if you don't want to use Trey here. But yeah, this team up here, the Master Luke, is a bit more niche for you guys who have Master Luke unlocked. I know it has Ki-Adi-Mundi here, you don't have to have, you can actually toss in like a Barriss off, you're like in a random 5th Jedi. You just have to have these main 4 being Yoda, Master Luke, GS, General Skywalker, and Jolie. You can toss in really anybody for the 5th. I just like Cam because he's Cam, he can do some nice damage. So there you go there. Next up here is this counter. Since we have that Rey counter and we have potentially a Master Luke counter, well, we want a Kylo counter, right? And the Kylo counter is going to be the very, very standardized JKR, JKL still. You could go and use different counters versus this team. I just really like this one because it's very clean. It has never once proven to not work for me, and it just is so nice to split my Jedi on offense. So same stuff here to counter Kylos in my arena. Nothing too crazy there. If you guys want me to go into modding, I can do that for a different video, but I'm just going over the teams for today. So next up here, we have the Bounty Hunter. So if you guys now have Grief and Mando built up, this team is really, really great. You can also toss them on defense if you would like to, but I love these guys on offense because they just give you a lot of high banners. They can be a lot of different stuff. If you have a contract that's like an Aura Singh or Dengar, you can probably use this to counter maybe Padme's or Grievous's, but at the moment, this can beat a lot of other stuff in the game, especially with Grief and Mando being on the team. They're so, so great together. Yeah, you do want to have the turn order tweaked around a little bit because you want to really maximize the turns in this team and to make sure that the contract goes off very, very fast, but that's for a different kind of topic. Next up here, we have the Troopers. So this could probably go higher in my list of priority because these guys can kill an Emperor, and that's pretty huge. You might see a lot of Emperors being used on offense because he's just really bad on defense. But if you ever do happen to see an Emperor team on defense, well, you can use a few different things. You can use either a solo of Kylo or of Rey, and I think even also the Emperor in a mirror match can solo the Emperor. And then also now you have the Troopers. So I love Troopers because I have that potential to use them to counter an Emperor. I could also use them to kill so many other non-GL teams in the game. They're just so widely spaced out with my counters. I can use them really wherever I want to. And they're just so great. Really high banners as well. The Troopers are phenomenal. And next up here I got for offenses is CLS. CLS team is so dang good on offense right now, and even on defense. I just prefer them on offense because you never know when you might have to fight that weird JKR JML team on defense, or perhaps a Padme team, or a mirror match, or really anything, a Grievous even. Great stuff there. They're very flexible on offense, and even on defense. I love them a lot. So now this is where things kind of change for me this GAC season. I'll be actually using Grievous and Night Sisters a lot more on offense because I upgraded a bit of the Night Sisters, and I also remodded a lot of the Separatists. I would like to get the B2 and the Magna Guard with relics, but I'm just a bit off there. I'm hoarding for the Emperor, so I can't do it there. But these guys can still beat a lot more different things on the offensive. They can beat some CLSs. I think they can also kill, I want to say, what's that team again? It's not Padme. It might just be the Night Sisters. I forget. There's one more team they can kill. I just forget which one it is. But it's a very good team. Yeah, you might lose some banners, but it's okay. And honestly, I think for offenses, you need how many again? I think it's like around 6 or 7. Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 or 9. I guess it's 8 or 9. And this actually, it provides you to have, in where I'm using mine, I can use a lot more solos if I wanted to. I can toss in some Mon Mothmas. I can use those guys if I wanted to use them. I could even save another GL if I would like to, because in this whole strategy of things, I'm only using one GL, right? And this is kind of nice for those of you who want to save GLs, or if you don't have any GLs at all, you can use some of these things. But there you guys go. Offenses for me, those are what we got going. And yeah, that's offense. Let's go on defenses. So defenses, there's a lot of GLs, I know, but just keep in mind that these are 2 GLs, and we're saving a lot, and we're keeping a lot for offense, but we're also making sure that we have some strong defenses as well. And I don't like, when it comes to GAC, I don't like cheesing people. I don't like setting a garbage defense. You know, I've done that before. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'd like to go for a bit of evenly spaced, you know, offenses and also defense. I don't like going too hard on either one. I like to go pretty even on both of them. If anything, I would rather go hard on the defenses than rather on the offenses to make it a bit harder for my opponent. So my defenses for this new upcoming GAC, we will be rocking the Kylo Ren Supreme Leader on defense, because this guy is still one of the best defensive teams in GAC in my opinion. If you have an Emperor and you have if you want to toss in like Darth, Revan, and Malcolm, then sure, that's probably a pretty good one as well. Just keep in mind that can be soloed. But like outside of that, I just don't see any other teams being very good on defense when it comes to the GLs. And especially when this team, I don't have it modded right now, but I will be remodding here shortly for my GAC week. Having these guys very fast, it just makes it so much more difficult. It really does. And right here we can see we're not using Kylo Ren Masked as a tank. And we're saving him for potentially a different team down here if we want to use him as a different team. And it just really makes it hard if you want to make them very good on defense. Remod them for speed. You know, speed sets for mostly everybody here makes it a very tough team on defense. It makes them just go like a lot of times very fast. They can cycle back turns before you move at all, really. It just is really strong, I guess is the best way to put it. So there we go there. Kylo Ren and his First Order buddies. So next up here, you know, let's skip over the Padme, go to the Rey. So Rey is on defense. Yes, she is, because she's Rey. Yeah, you could use her on offense if you'd like to, but the banners on the side of things are not going to be the greatest thing ever. If you have to use her on offense, like you just can't counter a GL, then go for that. But for me this week, I can counter a Rey with my Mash Luke, so I'm going to be setting my own Rey on defense. And I do like the bros because I just think you get a bit more of a use out of them in the Rey team than you do on in any other team that you have. For the JTR team I have down here, I'm not using the bros, and I'm using instead the vets. Still a very good and strong team for defense. But in this one, we're using Barriss Offee with Zalbar. Zalbar is an amazing tank here in this entire team because whenever Rey uses Lifeblood, guess what? He tanks and taunts rather because of his unique ability. So great. So that's this team right here, this Rey team. I have a lot of tanking here with Zalbar, a lot of healing and survivability, and some damage. It's kind of an even balanced Rey team. I don't go for the triple tanks as people might want to go for. I like this team though, personally. And the next up here we have Padme. Padme here is using a cup. I know this is weird, but hear me out, guys. So for this team, you have to have a full 5-man of the Galactic Republic to get the most out of your Anakin. And if you don't have it, it's kind of a waste. And guess what? I want to be saving a Shock T for my clones. I want to be saving a Yoda for my Jedi, 3PO for Rebels, and all these other guys for their other teams. I could use Cam, but I want to save him for my Master Luke, and I don't want to be using Gear 12. So guess what? This is a thing that I've used before. It's not that bad. If you want to do this, guys, go for it. I'm not saying it's going to get you the hold or anything, but it can trip up some other counters like a Vader counter. So this whole idea here is to use a very low gear 5th Galactic Republic character. In this instance, we are using Cup because he's Cup. He's a meme, right? You could use really anybody else here. You just want to make sure in this one you have that full-on 5-man so you get the most out of this unique for Anakin's ability here with his extra bonus turns and damage. So over here, you just got a really low gear Cup, so he's going to die to an AoE or a basic or whatever it may be from the enemies, and it gives him his bonus turn, and then it throws off everything. Like for that Vader counter, he gets his bonus turn, boom. The whole thing is just interrupted, and it's just not good for that team. So it's a good one there, and it also saves you the ability to keep other guys for offenses or defenses, so you can keep more things there. And it's just a nice one to have. You know, you don't want to be throwing your best guys in Padme because there's so many counters to it nowadays. It's kind of pointless, right? So I like doing this because it keeps me some more for offense and some more for defense. So it's kind of simple, I guess. Nothing too crazy there. And then next up here, we have Mon Mothma. So Mon Mothma is a good defensive team still in the game. I know Traya just destroys it like kind of crazy. She destroys it very, very easily. But it does, you know, if you have them modded properly, these guys can still do some good work. Nothing too crazy, I wouldn't say, because you can still counter them very, very easily. But I just do like them because they're a nice filler team. They can prove to be kind of detrimental to the enemies and the opponents you might fight. But nothing too crazy. I like the Kara little team here with Kara and the HRS as Scout, but nothing too insane here, really. A bit more TM. A taunt here and a couple more synergy with the dynamic duo, the Wigs guys, the brothers. But yeah, nothing too crazy. It's just a very, very standard Mon Mothma team, guys. And then here we got Darth Revan team. You guys know my Sith Empire are garbage. So we're using a Darth Revan team right here. Nothing too crazy. I just had to have a pre-taunt here. So my pre-taunt in this one is short. Ideally, you want to have Sith Empire Trooper, but I don't have him built at all. Also, with Darth Revan on defense, if you would like to do this, go for a Darth Revan and Malik, or Darth Revan BSF in like a Kylo team up here, and then you can put a Malik in a Rey team, and then you can maybe make a different team with the other Sith you have. If you wanted to do that for offense or defense, go for that. But I do like this team, and their filler team for defense. This is a good one, and it's very fast if you have them modded fast. Next up here, we have the Geos. Geos are very, very standardized right now in the game. If the opponent doesn't have Relic on Traya and Scion, this can prove to be a bit lower on the banners for them. But if they do, it's probably going to give them very high banners. So maybe don't set that on them if they have Relic Traya and Scion. Same goes for like this Mon Mothma team. But it's a good team. It can pull some good counters. You never know. And if you set both Traya, or if you set both the Bugs and the Mon Mothma, well, Traya has to choose between one. So it can prove to be okay at times and throw them off a little bit. Nothing too crazy though. And I like Droideka here because he gives out more assists, if he's fast, that is. And he can do a bit more damage to those Scions. I like that a lot. And then here we have JTR. And JTR here with VBA, R2 in the vets. Very, very good. I think this is one of Clash's teams, and I love this team a lot, actually. Especially if you have fast BB-8 and R2. You can stealth up, I think it's your JTR here. And then these guys go, they do some AoEs. And then R2 comes in the AoE, and it's just like crazy. Like so much chaos and everything going all over the place. A lot of exposed, a lot of staggers and whatnot. It's great. So I like that team a lot. It's a pretty good one. You can even use it on offense if you would like to, but I prefer this on defense right now. So I think that's about it for offense and defense. Let's count them up again for defense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7, we can even toss in a Kylo Ren team for defense. And we can even toss in, maybe we could slot in some shock clones if we wanted to. So this gives you a bit more to use for offense and defenses. I don't want to, make you guys do all these ones, copy and paste mine, but just give you an idea of what I like to do for my defenses and offenses for GAC. And I like these ones because they either give you guaranteed wins or they just make everything for you a lot easier. I'm not even sure if I talked about the Night Search, but Night Search is a really great team too for offenses. Some nice wins there, especially if you have relics on Doc and Zombie. I love them a lot. But yeah, if you guys think you are, if I'm missing out on any teams here for defenses and offenses for the upcoming GAC season, feel free to let me know down below. I know there's probably a few I missed, like a Newt team probably and whatnot. Maybe some more Seps, maybe some more Jedi teams. I forget, but I would love your guys' comments and thoughts down below. But these are my favorite teams right now, and some of the best ones that have worked for me in my past GAC seasons, and they've always proven to be good ones for me. But that's probably it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you guys would like to support the channel, we are pretty close to our 15K sub goal, so let's try to hit that, guys. If you're new here to the channel or not, hit that sub button, guys. It'll do a lot of great things for my channel. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to, feel free to like the video for today, share it around and all that sort of stuff. We have a Discord down below in the description if you guys would like to check out that. I think that's it for me today, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you all later. Peace out, and have a good one.